to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. We just come out of an executive session that started at 6:30. We discussed personnel at the Highway Department. And now I'd like to turn over the meeting to the Honorable Nancy Swerve.
All right. Welcome, everybody. So we're going to start off the meeting tonight. I am speaking as a member of the American Legion Auxiliary and as a member of the town board of the town of Highlands. So the American Legion Auxiliary supports soldiers and families and military members. And tonight we want to honor the Wolf family, which is why they're sitting here, as the Military Family of the Year. Now I'm going to read the bio stuff because I cannot be trusted to remember it. So we have Josh and Monique, I'm not going to remember all six. Tristan, which one is Tristan? Tristan, Veronica, Marilyn, Samantha, Benjamin, and Josephine. Okay. So Josh, Monique, and all the kids. This is something that's really close to my heart because I was come from a military family, and we spent my father's whole time, with the exception of probably the first 2 years, we spent in Highland Falls. We didn't live at West Point. We were really part of the community. And I'm not sure that there's much that happens in this community that the Wolf family does not touch in some way. So from the school to the school board to sports to almost everything that goes on, especially during flood resilience assistance, especially giving, they were there for everything. United Youth Council, just everything. You always see one of the members, and there's enough of them to go around, see one of the members of the Wolf family. And so on behalf of, so before we get started, I'm going to ask my American Legion Auxiliary sisters to come up here, please. And since Supervisor Livesey was nice enough to give us the time to do this, we should come up here too. They should just come on. Can we ask them to stand? Yes. So we'll be behind here, and so if you would all stand up and face. So, yeah, go around so we'll face.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, let's get everybody. So on behalf of the American Legion Auxiliary, O'Connor Doyle Unit Number 603 in Highland Falls, New York, we proudly present to Lieutenant Colonel Joshua and Monique Wall, Tristan, Veronica, Marilyn, Samantha, Benjamin, and Josephine, the 2025-26 American Legion Auxiliary Military Family of the Year. Recognizing your unique sacrifices and challenges faced as a military family who support their loved one in uniform. We appreciate your outstanding volunteer contribution to the town of Highlands community in all the ways that you support us. So thank you very much for all of your service.
Yeah, if everybody just looks this way, I think I can do it this way.
Great.
That kind of works.
Good luck. Yeah.
And you just have to mess that whole thing up.
Everybody
go back where you were. Wolf, go back where you were. Ann, go back where you were. Nancy, go back where you were. Barbara, go back where you were. Charlie, come this way. Charlie. There we go. Perfect. Anybody else wants this picture? Come this way. That is great.
Can I, don't hang it.
There it is.
Oh. You'll thank me in 10 years.
Good job, Mrs. Flynn.
So, and individually, as I said, so we offer membership for the American Legion and the American Legion Auxiliary for a year to the entire family. So congratulations to the and current. Well, thank you for your service. Really appreciate it. Samantha. Samantha's back here. Samantha, congratulations. We appreciate you. Veronica. Marilyn. Thank you. Josephine. Thank you for the time to do that. Appreciate that. And thank you guys. That's the end of us for the meeting. So if you have stuff that you would need to do, although you can stay, it's a lot of fun. It's really feel free. You're very welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming out. We really appreciate it. Okay. Yes. Okay. I left it. All right, thank you. We'll see you around. Yes. You're welcome. Congratulations. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know, right? Make him start the whole meeting.
Okay, is any public comment on the agenda items? Agenda items, public comment, anybody? Welcome to our visitors from the village board. Thank you for coming by.
Keep those two separated.
Easy there, you.
Talk about a seat.
I'm not the husband and wife.
Okay.
Okay, no public comment. We'll move on to approval of the minutes. I have the minutes of the November 24th meeting. Do I have a motion to accept as published?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried, thank you. Financial reports, I transferred $77,331 from the consolidated account to the paying account. Some of the major expenses were blacktop maintenance for Bridge Terrace repave, $23,400. Our lawyers' legal service for November, $9,477. Bond anticipation notes legal, $7,967. Office of the State Controller for court fines and fees for October 2025, that was $5,430. And L&L property maintenance for cemetery maintenance for October, $5,400. We also have some we have some transfers from one account to another, from recreation program salaries to recreation supplies, $600 for additional basketball uniforms. Summer rec other expenses to rec supplies, $4,500 for additional basketball equipment. Grants to recreation supplies, $5,000 to move tennis grant revenue to cover tennis supplies. Building department consultant to building department cell phones, $500. Dedicated cell phones for the building department was not budgeted. Health insurance to historian, $105. That was budgeted incorrectly. health insurance to emergency action coordinator, $5,550 Channel 23 stipend, and health insurance to FICA, $1,000 for expenses that were under budgeted. Town board have any questions on those budget transfers?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll move right on. Today, for me, marks a sad night. We are losing, this will be his last meeting, one of our town board members, who in the last 4 years has done an excellent job. There's nothing I could ask him to do that he wouldn't do, and he wouldn't do it in a timely manner, a nice manner, and a good job. I appreciate everything that you've done, Joe, and I sincerely hate to see you go. That doesn't take anything away from the young man who was elected, but I hate to see you go, Joe. So thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
And the Honorable Nancy Squirrelman, would you have a report for us?
No, because really not much has happened with any of my any of my groups since the last meeting. So I also will just give my thanks. Joey and I have been together since kindergarten, since first aid kindergarten. So it has been really such an honor and a pleasure to be sitting here next to you for these past 2 years. The one who tried to talk me into that and then was very surprised when he did. When I took him up on it. So just thank you for everything that you've done and for being so gracious and bringing me into this and teaching me the ropes and just being an all around good guy.
Me teaching you the ropes, go for it. Thank you, Nancy.
Although he's been acting like a senior during finals week.
We did not approve the budget transfers.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the budget transfers as
read.
As read, okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
It's all the seconds this
I'm
week.
getting
All
all
in
in.
favor?
That's a joke.
Aye.
Aye.
So carried. Thank you. Joe, you have a report.
Well, most everything, I say the same thing as Nancy. There's not much to report on. I'm just going to take a minute to thank you for the kind words and from you and everybody. I want to thank everybody that voted for me or supported me, even for people that didn't vote for me, because it doesn't matter. We all work for the town and village, and we care about what happened to people. And I'm going to say this as a citizen of the town of Highlands, how comfortable and how solid I believe in our board and our people in town hall. I mean, we have great financial knowledge and business knowledge and engineering knowledge and community service knowledge, and this whole team comes together. June, Kelly, I'm sorry is not here tonight, our attorney. It's all a great team, and everybody's been nothing but supportive to me from the beginning. No question too dumb. Plenty of questions. I mean, I used to I bashed down everybody's door one time or another on this board. And I'm going to remember this term, the flood is probably one of the most outstanding things that's going to mark, something that happened during my term. But I learned so much, and it's been an incredible privilege serving and working with everybody around me, especially with Nancy. I'm going to quote her for one last time. We're here, we're just trying not to burn the place down. I love that line. I've used it numerous times. And to come from kindergarten and then to be sitting up here with her, nobody probably knows that we sit here and go, who the hell did we fool? But, here we are. And then I always think about Richie Sullivan, who I met on top of, Torn Mountain one day. And we didn't know each other, started talking. We're like, well, we knew who each other was. And And then, of course, through my deceased cousin, Ray Mazzaris, I really got to know the supervisor well. And Ty, we just, again, years in town and doing community service. All right, now I'm babbling, so I'll tie it up, but I just want to say thank you again. It's been an incredible privilege. And Olga?
No, don't say it.
I'm going to say it too. And Sally and everybody here, so many people contribute so much into our community, and at different times and places, I've been brought under control by you wonderful people, and you've taught me more how to serve and get things done, and I'm grateful for that too. We are very lucky as a community. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for the kind words. It's
Well deserved. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. It's not vodka.
Councilman King.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening, everyone at home. Just a few short notes. Concur with all. Congratulations once again to my colleague and classmate of James O'Neill High School, Councilman DeWitt. It's been an honor. First and foremost, I want to say that we have a community lunch scheduled this Saturday for seniors and veterans. That will be hosted by St. John's AME Zion Church, 5 Muller Avenue in Highland Falls, New York. That's Saturday, December 13th, and that's from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. All are welcome. Second one is Day of Kindness Luncheon. That's scheduled for Holy Innocents Church, Sunday, January 18th. I'm telling you now because, as you know, this is the last meeting for this year. So that's going to be between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we need help spreading the word about this, getting the word out, particularly to reach out to or any housing insecure members of the community. And so if we find folks in those situations, certainly please let them know that we have some resources available. Third is, want to mark your calendars for the MLK Day March, the annual march that we do here in Highland Falls, New York. January 20th, Monday, the third Monday of the month. And we'll be doing our annual MLK Day March. You'll see for the elected officials in here, a email come to you as a reminder, but all are welcome. We do that every year. It's a phenomenal event, brings the community together. We usually start at Sacred Heart Catholic Church, and we march all the way to St. Mark's Baptist Church. And then afterwards, there's usually a short program where we honor Dr. Martin Luther King. And so that's going to happen January 20th. And the time is to be determined later. Well, it's usually 11 a.m., but I'll tell you again later. And then the last thing I will tell you is, in terms of disaster preparedness and that kind of subject, or emergency management kind of subject, if you hadn't been watching TV, then I'm here to tell you that we got extreme cold weather that's probably already knocking on our door. It's supposed to start tonight and go into tomorrow, where we're down into the single digits and possibly below zero with wind factors. So just be mindful that type of weather can obviously do harm to not only property but to people. So just be mindful that we got extreme cold weather. That's it for me, subject to anybody's questions. Mr. Supervisor, I yield the remainder of my time to my colleague who's going to need every minute of it over here.
He's put up with me for 8 years doing this. Thank you, Ty. So,
Councilman Sullivan.
okay. So my first report will be on water. VRI submitted their monthly water report to myself and the Department of Health. I didn't share with everybody yet because Dale and I had some discussions. There were some errors in it. So unofficially, we average 75,000 gallons a day for the month of November. There are no meters that aren't reading. All 322 are reading. And it appears we are leak-free at the moment. And Dale of VRI is currently in Florida. When he comes back on Thursday, we're going to do the report that Peter Keller from the Department of Health wants. I need him to do the half that I can't do. We'll get that done. It'll be to him before the end of the year out there at the Department of Health. And that takes care of water. All right, so with sewer, the way it works with the sewer is Jimmy down at the plant, the operator, and myself both submit half the DMRs, which are electronic and are required by law. Every once in a while I get busy and I miss by a day. This month I was a day late. They let me know about it, but they didn't smack us with a fine or anything like that. So at the sewer plant for the month of November, the flow was average at 75,000 gallons per day, which is 62% capacity. And during that month, we had 5.1 inches of rain. By the way, not to make anyone panic or anything, it did not fill Bog Meadow, just in case you're wondering, it's not full, okay? About 3 weeks ago, we inspected the lines along the 9W corridor down on, in front of the Dunkin' Donuts, the school, over to the car dealership, Franklin Street, Hickory, and Cherry Streets. I've gotten the voucher for that work from TAM, but I have not yet received the thumb drive with the video on it, which we share with the engineer. The engineer writes up a report. So TAM, Andy from TAM and I spoke. I told him he's not going to get paid until we get that thumb drive, which I think I'm going to see it tomorrow or the next day. Then we'll work up a report, and the EPA seems very anxious to get that, so we got them off of our back. And there were only 2 spots after 40 years. It's not bad. There were only 2 spots that are going to need some minor attention. I'll report on that in January after I have everything tallied up. So we're in pretty good shape with our sewer system. With the building department, most of it revolves around, we had a total of 7 people off the county list, Kansas County list, which is full-time, 4 of which did not respond or weren't interested, 3 of which were scheduled for interviews, 2 of which we interviewed, and while both were certified, neither one was going to be the perfect fit. We then put an ad on Indeed for less than 20 hours a week or less, which is non-competitive, so the county doesn't bother you with that. We had 7 or 8 people apply. Most of them were security guards that misunderstood what a code enforcement officer is, okay? So, sifted through that. We had 3 of them that it was either last Thursday or Friday where we did the interviews. We had 3 scheduled. 1 person couldn't make it, so we interviewed the other 2. We'll talk about that. It's not on the agenda, but we're going to hire someone tonight, aren't we?
We'll talk about tonight,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So, wish we could hire both of them, and I'm going to tell you, as we go forward, I'd be more inclined, if we need more help, to have 2 part-timers in that office than to have a full-timer. Say the part-timers are much more abundant. There's plenty of them out there that are certified, and there's a lot of people that seem to want to work part-time. So we'll be hiring somebody later on tonight that will be starting on January 1st. And the only other thing I have, let me bring this back up, be patient with me, because I don't remember what all it said. This Wednesday, December 10th, at O'Neill High School, at 2 o'clock, there's a program being presented by Peter Couture, the new manager of the Fort Montgomery Battle Site. He's excellent. It's on the subject of Native Americans. He's an excellent presenter. He was the educator down there until he became the park manager. So here's what it says. Cars are to be parked in the lot by the upper football field. Drop-off is at the main entrance. All other entrances are locked. Check in with proper identification in the lobby. They would ask that you get there between 1:15 and 1:30. The school is pretty strict about who gets in that door, so you'd have to check your photo ID. It'll be in the auditorium of O'Neill High School, and I am looking forward to that presentation. I'll be going, so that'll be this Wednesday. And I think that's all I have.
Thank you very much.
You gave the ambiguity of a not a perfect fit. What does that mean?
What?
Not a perfect fit. What does that mean?
Means they weren't a perfect fit. There was, I'm not going to go into the details of it. One was involved in an Article 78, and the other one was just not going to be a good fit.
Okay, Chief, do you have anything?
The police department stats for the month of November, we handled 676 calls for service, of which 354 were directed patrols. We handled 9 cases, made 0 arrests, initiated 105 traffic stops, wrote 68 tickets, and handled 12 motor vehicle accidents.
While you're there, Chief, I always keep you up there a little longer.
That's fine.
At our last meeting, we forgot to hire one of the people that we interviewed.
Previously interviewed.
And his name is Matthew Rodriguez.
Correct.
And we're still set to appoint him tonight?
Yes, we did the interview prior to his fingerprints coming back. They came back, he was cleared, so now I'm just looking for town board approval.
Okay, this gentleman, Matthew Rodriguez, appeared before the town board a few weeks ago. I'd like someone to make a motion that we hire Matthew Rodriguez at the union pay scale.
Motion.
I'm not done.
I was excited.
Maximum probation, and do I have a motion?
Joey?
Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried, thank you. We're all set then,
Thank you.
Chief. Did Justin have anything for us?
He did not.
Okay. Oh, while we're hiring people,
Okay. So you should have all gotten the emails, I'm all long-winded, on the different people that we interviewed in the best fit. And the best fit, well, her name is Christine Wagner. She's currently a code enforcement officer in the city of Newburgh and is very happy to work with us part-time, 20 hours a week. And that would be my recommendation to the board. She can start January 2nd.
do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. This would be to hire, her name again?
Christine Wagner.
Christine Wagner at the current pay scale and probation, full probation.
Right.
And so we had a motion, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
So carried, thank you. So she's going to start, I guess you said in January.
January 1st is obviously New Year's Day. I don't know what day of the week January 2nd is. She can start that day.
Okay.
January 5th. January 5th.
Richie didn't mention this, but Richie and I interviewed, and our building inspector, Philip, did. And these two were like this: which one? Which one? We could have hired either one of them and been happy, but we ended up hiring this person. It was a hard decision on which one to take. Okay, so I got that done. We have a member of the ambulance corps that hasn't worked in approximately 5 years. So I'm going to ask the town board to terminate her as soon as I can find her name. Oh, okay. So I'm going to ask the board to make a motion to terminate the Megan Melody from the ambulance corps, paid EMTs.
Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried, thank you. So David, you heard that, huh? Okay. And the reason we're doing it in this manner is we've asked for her resignation even after 5 years, and she hasn't turned one in. So now we'll have to take the minutes of this meeting and send it to the county to take her off. Just a reminder now, on January the 5th at 6 p.m., we will be swearing in our newly elected officers. So anyone in the audience right now would like to come, I'd appreciate it, because it's just going to be a quick swearing-in ceremony. Our deputy town clerk will be doing the honors.
Is it 6 p.m.?
6 p.m., yep. Richie, you want to talk about Eagle Valley Road?
Okay. Give everybody a 3 or 4 minute heads up on it. So Eagle Valley Road, which Greg, that's why he's here. Thank you for being here, Greg. Recently paved, put drainage in, and I believe that we received some FEMA money for that road. I won't say the amount because I'm not sure of it. And here's the deal. We have this thing called CHIPS, which we get money for our roads, and I don't know how all it works, but I can tell you this, the road has to have a name before you can do that. So we did some research, and here's how it started. The 8 acres is now the cemetery was sold or given to the village of Highland Falls in 1960, and that was from what they called at that time the Secretary of the Army. You have the Department of War, Secretary of the Army, it changes names all the time. That was the Secretary of the Army. So the village owned it until sometime in the mid-'80s. Inga was the mayor, and Hank Parry was the supervisor at that time, and the exchange went from the village to the town for the purpose of it becoming a cemetery. Subsequent to that, Mr. Joseph McCormick was the supervisor for 2 years. I think he was in charge of the cemetery committee for a good number of years, and he was passionate about it. And his brother, Bert, was the very first person ever interred in that cemetery. So we collectively decided, and I spoke with a few family members, that it would be kind of nice to name that road McCormick Way. And maybe in the springtime, we can put a sign up and have a little unveiling for the family, Greg, at some point in time, not now. So I would, first of all, there's a resolution. Justin researched it and proved my research as I sent to everybody. It is indeed 613 feet of town-owned road, and we have to name it, and I would like to name it McCormick Way. So that's a deal on the cemetery.
Okay. And just to make mention to your history there, Joe was the head of the cemetery committee up until he passed away, maybe 4 years ago? So he's always been with that cemetery. Yeah. So I'll ask for a motion to pass the resolution confirming the town road at Eagle Valley Cemetery, and that the name will be the McCormick Way.
Motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Sullivan?
Aye.
Councilmember King?
Aye.
Councilmember DeWitt?
Aye.
Councilmember Scorber? Aye. And Supervisor Lipsy?
Aye. Okay. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Did you ever think about teaching history in high school or something like that?
I think everybody would walk out of my class. I'm too long-winded.
I don't think so.
Richard,
Don't think
I'm
so.
assuming there's going to there'll be a full dedication ceremony and all that too?
I think, Greg can put a sign up, and some, when the family, I spoke to them, when they can have a couple people come, the son Joseph is out in California, they might want to have something that lasts 15, 20 minutes, say a few words,
Yeah.
pull it off and reveal it, I think it would be nice.
So get that sign, as soon as you can, as soon as you get a chance.
Spell it right. I'll make sure you have the right spelling, McCormick.
Okay, I got a letter from Julianne M. Fuda. Now, nobody knows who she is, do you? She's writing to introduce herself as the New York State DOT Regional Director for Region 8, Hudson Valley. My predecessor, Lance McMillan, has retired. So the reason I bring this up to the town board and to the general public, I have her name, telephone number, all the information that you need if you have a problem with the state roads, and you can get this off of me. I'm not going to publish it, but you most certainly can come to my office and get it from me. I have a letter. It is with sincere regret that I tender my resignation from the Town of Highlands and Village of Highland Falls Consolidated Zoning Board of Appeals, effective December the 31st. It's been a wonderful experience working with this board. They gave me many insights into zoning procedures and requirements. I will definitely miss the experience and all of you. Francis A. DeWitt, Secretary to the Zoning Board. I'll ask for a motion to accept her resignation.
I'll make that motion.
And Joe, you seconded?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
So carried, thank you.
Fran was excellent for a lot of years.
And we have interviewed, and I'm not sure if there's been anyone chosen for that job. If anyone has noticed, the doorway facing the ambulance building, the doorway on the right, has a layer of bricks that were knocked out of it quite a while ago. And it's time that we get it fixed. We got 3 bids to fix it. Strangely enough, they were all about $1,000 apart. The low bid was $1,200 by Geo's General Contracting from Muller Avenue, Highland Falls. So I'll ask for a motion to accept Geo's bid.
Motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried, thank you. Could you notify, I'll give you the name and address and everything.
Yeah, as long
Notify
as you
them.
give me the information,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the ambulance captain that we hire 2 EMTs. So they've been vetted by him, by Jeff, and I forget the ambulance administrative officer. The first one is Claudia Zaccaro, recommended by the ambulance captain. Anybody like to make a motion that we hire Claudia Zaccaro as an EMT at the going pay rate with a...
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. The other one is Mackenzie Richner. I forgot to say on the other one, what am I trying to say here? The probation for both of them would be the maximum probation. So this gentleman, or I don't know if it's male or female, Mackenzie Richner, it sounds like a female. I need a motion to
Make the motion.
hire.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. I have a letter from Tiffany Montalese. Please accept this letter as my formal notification of my resignation from my position as confidential secretary to the highway superintendent and dial-a-bus manager for the town of Highlands. My last day of employment will be Monday, December the 29th. Do I have-
Motion to accept?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried, thank you. We're in the process of finding someone to replace her. I just got that letter this morning. Let's see, I don't think I have anything else. Kelly, our controller, and I sat down with our insurance broker And he's got a new company he wants us to, he's going to look into for us. It's called Acrosure. So we'll see what comes out of that. Other than that, would probably have a minimum of a 10% increase in insurance. So that's it for the meeting. General public comment on anything. Anybody, anything?
I got one correction. The MLK Day March is the third Monday in January. However, the date in 2026 is the 19th. So thank you, Chief.
I have a couple of just two official comments. With the resignation or the resignment, or the forced resignment, whatever, with Megan, was she actually on the insurance roll and being paid during that time? It's just going to be a public,
Who's that,
With the EMT that was
the EMT?
Yeah, was she on the insurance roll that whole time?
Yes,
Again, you
but-
don't have to answer it now. I mean, it is what it
No,
is.
they don't get
Yeah.
insurance, so basically, she didn't work, so she didn't get paid, and didn't accrue anything.
All right, 'cause people
There's
will
no
ask.
union there at this time. But had there been a union, then she would have been paying union dues, but,
All right, thank you, because that'll be a question that I'll be asked. The other thing, I do want to ask for a continuity of our boards. Last session that you guys had, you passed the 5% occupancy tax and stated that the village did not. Back in September, the village did pass that. So I really would like you guys, us all, to kind of really reconnect and know what each other's doing, and that's that. Community Connections, Saturday mornings, we do the open gym, and we are still hosting our Holiday Light Festival, which is giving out prizes. So if anybody's like decorating their homes and you want to send pictures out to the Facebook or just send it to Community Connections, we will be giving out the prizes, and that contest ends on the 23rd of December. That's all I have. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you all for serving. And Joe, thank you so much for your service.
Thanks, Jim. Thank you.
anyone else? Yes, sir.
Some time ago, you came to the,
Excuse me, sir, but your name and...
Rod Wells, some time ago, you came to the village to ask them to endorse a request for the state highway department to drop the speed on Old State Road, and I don't know what came of that, but, I work on a house down there, and the speed limit on Main Street is 30 miles an hour, and when it splits off to go to Old State Road, it jumps up to 35 until you get down past the American Legion, then it goes up to 40. It's not even a full mile of a road, and once they hit that 35, it becomes 55. They go down that little hill, and they just step on the gas, and they start flying down there. And, I'd say a third of the people go the speed limit, but the rest of the people are going way over the speed limit. Some of them are doing 50, 60 miles an hour. I don't know, I've talked to the village, and I don't know what the town's job is past the American Legion, and maybe that's Fort Montgomery, but the police have told me that it's difficult to police the speed because there's no shoulder on the road. And the town kept widening that road. When we first moved there in 1960, the road was an 18-foot wide road, and the speed limit was much more likely to be kept because the research shows that the wider you make the road, psychologically, the faster people go. So it's like a four-lane highway down there. And they're going from the majority of the traffic. I looked at the state reports. There's only about 900 cars a day that go down that road. But the majority of those cars that go that road are going down to the end of the road to the trailer park. So they have one mission, to save time to get to the end of the road rather than going around 9W. And because there's no shoulder, it's difficult to park cars. A few occasions there have been police cars in the American Legion, but there's very few places where they can park and set up a speed zone. So I don't know what can be done. I think maybe some of those signs that you have in Fort Montgomery that say, post your speed limit, you're speeding. Psychologically, I know when I see one of those signs that it starts flashing to me that I'm over the speed limit, even if it's only 2 miles an hour over. Psychologically, it hits me, and I just seem to slow down. But I would say that one of those signs might be helpful, but I don't know how it can be enforced. The speed, I think there have been several accidents on that road. That one person flipped over right in front of my mother's house a couple of years ago at 152. She hit the rail, literally flipped the car on the roof. And then 2 years ago, somebody drove right through the mailbox right in front of the house. And there were lady down the end by the trailer park told me a car came off over the hump at 9W as you come from the south and spun around 3 times last year. It's not that it's a safe road. The last time I checked with the state, they said it was a safe road. They didn't think it was a problem. I don't know if those incidents don't get reported to the state or they consider those number of accidents insignificant. But for a 1-mile road to have the number of incidents that have happened on that road is unacceptable. And it's not acceptable, particularly since the houses along that road were built the code at the time was 25 feet from the road. So now that they've widened the road is much closer to the houses. You have little kids live on those houses along the road. And some of my classmates were hurt and one killed on that road. I hate to see another generation of kids endangered because of the speed limit on that road. Thank you.
Greg, can we look into somehow leveling out the speed limit on that road? The fact that within, as he mentions, in 1 mile, it goes from 30 miles an hour to 40 miles an hour, same road.
I think he was saying that did you guys petition the DOT possibly to do that?
I seem to remember sometime in the last 2 years.
It's a state road.
Probably.
So that is definitely a state road, and the state plows it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, so let me get a hold of our Senator Skoufis and see what I can do. Yeah, I can see if I get this lady that introduced herself and see what we can do about that. Because it would be good if we could make the whole road 25 miles an hour. That would really solve the problem. Because I do see a lot of people walking along that road. Yeah.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Okay.
Also, maybe
We can see what we can do.
to put a school zone.
Anybody else?
School zone by the Fort Montgomery School. Ask her. Prior to that,
Anybody else? Public comment?
Olga Anderson under Europe. I just want to make a comment about Tiffany's resignation. As a member of our Environmental Advisory Committee, Tiffany was extremely proficient at getting us environmentally active support around the e-waste collection, hazardous waste collection. Those are things that she had to work hard to make happen. She was instrumental in designing and rolling out the Recycle Coach app. I don't know if enough people know about that and use it, but it's an incredibly helpful app to helps answer your questions about what you can recycle and what you can't. So I'm just hoping that the board will take those factors into consideration and ensure that the next person has skill set that is commensurate with those kinds of actions.
Thank you. Town board, anything else?
Just one thing. I'm sorry, go ahead, Annie.
Just really quick, I would like to apologize for my outburst at the last meeting about the cell tower. Please understand it's a matter of safety for my family, and I would really love it if the administration could get behind a petition for a cell tower. I know you can't, it's not under your purview to take care of it, but I would love your support. All right,
You got
thank
it.
you.
In regard to this thing I read off about O'Neill High School, in Ann Molina's email about it, it said call a certain number for the dial-a-bus, and that has been on Facebook. I believe the public might want to know the dial-a-bus is not in service this week because the driver is ill, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So the dial-a-bus is not in service this week. Just want to put that out there, that's all.
Well, this is our last meeting for 2025. We've canceled our next meeting. I may have to call an emergency meeting for one matter or another, but I don't think so. I'd like to wish everyone the best of holidays, healthy holidays, and a healthy new year. Board, anything you'd like to say? No? I'll ask
Happy
for-
holidays, stay safe, and maintain a good attitude. We live in a really good place.
And my statement would be, wishing everybody a beautiful, wonderful, blessed holiday. Also, be mindful that some people get real depressed and lonely during this time of year. So just check on people within your own circle. Reach out and see if everybody's okay, because that's a real thing.
Beyond your circle, too, on your neighbor that you don't know.
Yeah, well, if you're
guys
capable,
wanna say
do that. If you're capable, certainly, do that.
I just shout out to the gentleman who will be sitting here next to Nancy, Mike Leahy. Just give him all your support. I hear he's a laser-focused kind of guy and likes to get things done. So I just, congratulations. I meant to mention that before. So you'll be starting the new year off with him. So congrats.
And happy holidays to everybody. Wish everybody peace, a little more light and a little less heat maybe, except in our homes. So,
Ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.